look what's happened because of what you've done, what it's led to. Moist Critical lost his moist. My Gyarados is now 4 times weak to ice, and you're laughing. You're laughing. Nobody's happy now because of what you did. Oh my god, look at that Patreon, link in the description. Hey, welcome one and all to the only correct video on the subject of fixing the ice type. Go f*** yourself, Wolfie. First and foremost, sir, why is ice type bad? No one's gonna deny this fact, except like one person in the comments that really likes Sfeel. And that person is going to get a like, because Sfeel is awesome. But the ice type overall still sucks. Oh, what's that? You're really good at taking on 3 very strong types? Would be a shame if we were to force feed every other type antifreeze. That's correct. The only type in the game to resist ice is ice. And despite the incredibly poor defensive utility that brings, a majority of ice-type Pokemon are big, slow, and made for defense. Doesn't suit a Pokemon with no resistance. Look, you stick a woolly mammoth in a burning building, you'll soon realize, for all its natural defense, that mammoth still does not have a resistance to fire, and therefore will lose. Side note, have you heard they've made mammoth meatballs? That's crazy. I wonder if they can do the same for human meat, like the same process. Also, the ice resists ice thing makes no sense in a logic way either. Cause when I put 2 different pieces of ice in a battle, I don't think they have less chance of defeating one another compared to a leaf. Hey, you know what? Maybe I'm being a bit too negative. So what, you only resist yourself? It's a message of inner hatred or something like that. It's not as though Game Freak is like, listen, kid, if any other type were to be as good as you offensively, we'd hinder them as well in some way, shape or form. We're not just bullying you. Speaking on the subject of offensive, the N-word. Nuke. My first talking point into why making the ice type super effective against water is such a cool idea. Violence only creates more violence, but if that more violence is also on our side, it's like we're multiplying our violent output. By giving ice another type to hit for super effective damage, and arguably its best one, then you solidify not only every water type, but ice types' role as damage dealers. So what if a majority of ice types are built for defense for some stupid reason? What are you gonna do? Switch in a duck against a walrus? A frog against a turtle? I doubt that possibility very much, because now you are going to get smacked for super effective damage, and those ice types built for attack, yeah, good luck with that, bro. No longer does defense matter when your opponent has a magnum and you a tactical nuke. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. Next up is the most important reason for changing anything in the Pokemon series. Thematic sense. I don't know if you've ever seen a fish in ice, but I wouldn't exactly say they were resisting it. Hey, you boys want to see a magic trick? Wow. Like, I'll grant you this, some of the water Pokemon aren't actually made of water, so you can make the argument, a valid point, but I'd respond with, okay, so at this point I had a section where I calmly and politely discussed my talking point by using wishy-washy as an example. Look at this f***ing fish! However, I soon realised that as much as I wishied, the fish was not in fact literally made of water. The fish is instead made of fish, and no Pokemon are actually made of water. However, I'm not going to concede defeat on this point, because if any ice-type attack were to hit a water-type attack, it would win. It would just freeze it. That's just the logical outcome. And let's not forget the other moves. Oh, you're surrounding yourself with water to heal. Perish. Okay, one last thing I want to talk about before we go. Now, some of you may be concerned about how a change like this would affect the metagame. I personally don't care, I think it would be hilarious, but let's look at it anyway. Now, I'm not very smart, all of this are just observations, Please keep that in mind when hearing my in-depth analysis. I think we'd see a lot more ice types and a lot less water types. I mean, looking at the current gen OU, there are 8 water types according to Smogon, and 17 according to this viability ranking. Compare that to 1 ice type for Smogon, and a cool 3 for the viability ranking. Really puts the ice in not nice to ice types. But imagine now what those 1/3 Pokemon would be like if water were to become weak to ice. Would all of them remain where they are and become even better? Or maybe they'd be replaced by other not used as much ice types that now serve a better role in the OU tier? All those water types in the tier, how many would we wave goodbye to? And it's not just the OU tier, they'll be transformed into Hail for water types. It'll be happening to all of them, from UU down to ZU. The only reason I'm focusing on the top tier is for simplicity's sake. One other thing that's actually quite ironic, and I didn't notice until I was editing this video, you had Pokemon like Gormanitan, Iron Bundle, and Chine-Powo? Despite having the worst type in the game attached to them, they got banned to Ubers. Now imagine a world where they could hit another type for super effective damage. Again, just to emphasize it, a change this dramatic, I don't think anyone could actually predict the results. It'd be, I don't know, if you got any, like, interesting suggestions, put them in the comments. Saves me from doing any actual work. I don't know, looking through the Pokemon, E would probably be good. That one can go in there, why not? Look at this one, he's a little wacky guy. OU! Get into the OU tier. There's one thing, though, that I can say with certainty that will absolutely be just made set in stone. Let's not pretend there aren't any Pokemon who could maybe specialize in dealing with these new ice types. Perhaps, maybe, a fire type that was also a rock type, being able to use the heat of a sun to melt any ice types that dare oppose him. It's just an idea, and it's important to look at the positive of such an insane change to the meta. Yes, some Pokemon will fare badly in the new world. Others will only grow stronger though. It's the yin and the yang. Namaste. Damn, of all the videos I've made, that sure was one of them, wasn't it, guys? Gotta give a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. If you want your name up here, feel free to click the join button or click the link down below. I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret here, that the only reason this video exists is because I thought of the Joker shooting Murray meme, and what thought of, like, whether I replaced it with, water and ice, and I thought, hey, that's pretty funny, then I made it, and I was like, can make a whole video around this. As will always be the case, I want to thank every single one of you lads and ladies for making it this far into the video. If you did truly enjoy, click like, click subscribe, turn on notifications, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you all later. Goodbye.